In this Thursday episode of Bible Study Greek, we're going to be looking at Philippians 2:4 and dealing with an interesting example of textual criticism. I want to make sure that you're familiar with the way in which the text marks textual questions. And here the question is kai, and the square brackets tell you that it's textually uncertain. In other words, some Greek manuscripts have the kai, others don't. Sometimes the Greek text just says there's an uncertainty and doesn't give you any information, but the little circle here indicates that there is interesting evidence that D, F, and G and others omit it, and P46, Sinaiticus, Alexandrinus, and others include it. So the question you have to answer is it more likely that the chi was added or that the chi was omitted? Let's work through this sentence and then you can make up your own mind. Not the of yourself. Well, the things of yourself. And you're going to notice over here I had to supply interest. So does the NASB. You got to supply something. Not the things of yourself, each, well, that's your nominative, so that's the subject, right? Each of you looking out for. So each not looking out for the things of yourself, but, and then if kai is part of the text, it's but also the things of the others. And then again, this word is also textually uncertain, and it goes from each of you individually to each of all of you, plural. Now, if I were to lay it out so you can see the parallel structure, I would do it this way. Not the things of yourself, each looking out for. Okay, there's your conjunction. But also the things of each of you, the idea is looking out for the things of the other person. Now, what's interesting here is to set up your parallel constructions so you can see what's matching what. So here you have each singular, and then if this is part of the text, each one of the group looking out for, not looking out for the things of yourself, heauton, but the things of the others, heteron. Now, when you have parallel construction like this, especially in Paul, you don't have to repeat words. So the participle is up here in the first half. It doesn't have to be in the second half. But you can see the parallel constructions. So going back to the text, the question is, do you think the chi was added or omitted? What's the problem if the chi is not there? Let's think about what it says. Well, if the chi is not there, what it says is that each person should not look out for his own interest. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? But for the interests of others. In other words, if you don't have the chi, you have Paul saying you can't look out for your own interests. You can only look out for the interests of others. Now, in typical Pauline style, which is very shortened, often I should say very shortened, you could see Paul saying, well, you need to understand that what I mean is that you look out not only for your own, but also for the other person. So I suspect that what happened, it was in order to make that explicit, the chi was added later. So you can see not only for his own interest, but also for the interests of others. As you go through the different translations, it's interesting to see how they handle this. The NASB adds in merely, and they italicize it so you can know that they're adding it, but that certainly is the meaning of the passage. But you could say that the merely is a translation of the chi, if in fact the chi is part of the text. Now, when you go into the ESV, it's look not only, but also. So either the ESV thought the chi was part of the text, or we added in the words so you wouldn't misunderstand it. CSB does the same thing, not only, but also. You get into the NRSV, and they're not translating the chi at all, and they're not helping you not misunderstand the verse. And the same is true with the NIV. So, do you think the chi was not there originally and Paul expected you to understand it? Or do you think the chi was always there and Paul was explicitly helping you not misunderstand his intention? Welcome to the world of text criticism.